Hey, hockey fans, T-Boz is 13-3 here with top shelf guests, Cleveland Heights, Ohio natives and members of the 2023 National Championship winning Wisconsin Badgers, sisters Chayla and Laila Edwards. This episode is sponsored by Riverside Bike and Skate, Hertel Law, Kelly Heating and Electric, Raleigh's Coach Club, and Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, which has been committed to the healthcare needs of patients in western Wisconsin since 1954. The orthopedic surgeons and athletic trainers serve many area schools in the Chippewa Valley. Mogi.
Hey, we're really excited to get the Edwards sisters here today. Chayla and Laila, like JC said, 2023 national champs. They're fresh off practice here, and we're excited to have you gals. Thanks for joining us today.
Yes. Yeah, thanks so much for having me.
Yes, thank you.
Let's start off. Cleveland Heights, Ohio. Who in the heck introduced the two of you to hockey?
Our father.
That would be our dad.
Yeah. Oh, really? Tell us about your dad.
Oh, you got this.
Okay. I mean, he played a little growing up. He was really good, but he also played baseball. So I think he ended up going D1 in baseball. But, he was definitely good at hockey. Not as good anymore. Yeah. Because we play pickup here and there. Yeah. I hope he doesn't watch this.
We like to smoke him.
Yeah. You guys smoke him a little bit?
Yeah. When we were younger, I think I was 6 at the time. You must have been 3. He got us skating for the first time. And we didn't know much about it. Our older brother skated a little bit, but then I think it got to be every day. We would just go to the rink, go free skate, go skate around. And then we got kind of good. And so then we started figure skating, I think. They thought, oh, girls should figure skate, yeah. So we tried that. But then they're like, you could try hockey too. So we did both at the same time.
So you took to it right away? You really enjoyed the skating part of it?
I think probably after a few months, we would do lessons. And then, we did figure skating. And I love looking back at the pictures of her in her little dresses because we're just completely different now.
See that eye roll?
Imagine her in that little tutu at the time now is really funny to look back on.
It's always fun to get sisters together because those secrets come out a little bit, And I think Layla's probably gearing up for you, so you better get ready.
I'm ready for it.
So you talk about an older brother. So you both have 2 sisters and 2 brothers. Were they athletes as well?
Yeah. Yep, my older brother and my younger brother also played hockey. My older brother played D2 club at Bowling Green University in Toledo, Ohio. My little brother's playing right now on Team Ohio, U16 maybe. Nice. U16, yeah, he's pretty good. I'm excited for his future. My brother's done with hockey. My older brother, he was very good. He's a skilled defenseman with really good vision. Some of the best I've ever seen.
That's where we got it.
To be biased, yeah.
There you go.
He taught us a lot about that.
I feel like my little brother's like a combination of all of us. To be honest, he's very smooth, very good vision, and a skill set that I've never seen before. So I'm excited for his future.
Oh, very good.
We'll have to watch out for him down the road, huh?
Yes.
Maybe be a podcast guest
Could be
as well.
a podcast guest.
All right.
So if you don't mind me asking, are there any other famous athletes from Cleveland Heights, Ohio?
Blake Bolden.
Okay.
She's from Cleveland. We kind of looked up to her as one of very few black women in hockey when we were younger. Trying to think who else.
You're thinking basketball, aren't you, Mo?
No.
Are you thinking
any football players?
football players? Maybe Travis Kelce.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe his brother.
And what about his brother, Jason? I mean, I thought it'd be perfect. The brothers, the sisters.
Well, yes,
all right, that didn't go over as good as I thought it was going to go.
I was thinking hockey.
I'm sorry.
No. But they went to the high school that my little brother goes to now, and that my older brother went to, and I don't know if you ever made it.
No,
there.
I didn't.
We both went to boarding school before. High school, but yeah, it's right down the street from our house. So sometimes he comes back for football games.
Yeah. Nice.
So one time I went back to watch a Friday Night Light football game. He was there.
Oh,
cool.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, because he played there. So.
And I think he also helped you on your trip to Europe to play hockey.
Yeah, I was fundraising for a trip to Europe, and he donated money. So
how
it was
nice!
Awesome.
So it gives back to the community. Yeah, it's
very
really
cool. Very nice. That's you never know how these people are when in their real life, but that says a lot to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it wasn't cool. He didn't do it for publicity or anything. No one really knows.
Yeah.
So,
they'll know now.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I've got to ask this question because I grew up in a basketball family. And when I turned 7, I picked up a hockey stick. And at 6'5", well, not at that time, but now 6'5", my dad's dreams of me playing basketball went out. But I still get asked, do you play basketball? Ladies, you are not short, okay?
Okay.
6'1"?
Yes.
And 5'9", 5'10"?
5'9", yeah.
Okay, how often do you get asked if you play basketball?
Let's see.
If we got a dime for every time we got asked that, we'd be rich right now. We'd be rolling dough. Like, I can't even count how many times. I don't know about you. But.
Yeah.
It sounds like it irritates you a little bit.
I think I understand, but I wish they would ask what sport do you play instead of, oh, you're a basketball player, aren't you?
Yeah.
Which is like, I know they don't mean it. It's not negative, like, but it's just kind of gets a little annoying after a while.
Yeah, maybe switch it up. Ask about volleyball. That'd
Well,
be
I
cool.
get that just as much.
Oh, okay. I don't get that. I don't get that as often. So.
So I was going to ask you, did you play other sports when you were growing up too then? I mean, you're obviously great athletes, so I'm sure the coaches wanted you on all their teams.
Yeah, I always played, well, obviously hockey was number one, but in my boarding school, I played lacrosse for 1 year, and then, or in 8th grade, I played baseball, actually. I was first baseman. The only girl on my team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You kind of played when you were younger too. Play baseball.
Yeah, but not like competitively.
Right.
And I played soccer. Everyone plays soccer. I feel like played some competitive soccer too.
Yeah.
What was lacrosse like?
It was so fun. I mean, it was just like I love hockey, but it was nice to try something else, and like a competitive league too. And I was on a team with a bunch of my like hockey teammates, so it was just a lot of fun. And we were like the worst team in the league, but we had a great time because lacrosse in the East is very good, as everyone knows.
Oh,
For,
absolutely.
like, high school.
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So we got like our butts kicked every game, but it was fun.
So you guys were a bunch of rookies,
Yeah, pretty much.
and these established programs would play you, and you.
We're like, lacrosse is their first sport, but it's all of our like second or thirds. But, yeah. So then when we win, it'd be a big deal. We probably had 4 wins out of like 30.
Oh, my gosh.
But again, you had fun.
Yes, exactly.
That's what we're doing that for. There you go.
So, Chayla, were you the first one of the 2 sisters here to start playing hockey?
Of us too, yes.
Yes. Okay. And as a result, Layla, did you fall in love with the game following your sister, or was it all the siblings together kind of at the same time?
I think it was a mix of both. Like she mentioned earlier, we started off in figure skating, and we did both, but I kind of just, hockey was way more entertaining for me personally, and I just enjoyed it more. So then I noticed that my sister was doing it, so I was like, I want to try it too. So, and my brother, and then it was just fun. Like I had so much fun. I was like, I can't not do it. So
For our listeners, Chayla, what position do you play?
I play defense.
Okay, the primary spot. I'm a defenseman as well.
Okay,
so
nice.
okay,
He always says that.
yeah, premier spot on the ice. And why did you choose that position?
To be honest, I can't really remember. I think when I was starting out the first few years, they kind of just put me back on defense. I feel like they do that with girls often because we're smart and patient with the puck.
I like that answer.
That's just what I've been told. And then I stuck with it. And ever since then, I've been defense.
How are your backwards skating skills as a youth? Did that have a little bit of an effect on the position?
I would say yes. With us starting out at figure skating, I would work a lot on my edges, backward skating, single foot stuff. So I was like a pretty decent skater forward and backwards, so I think that helped. And they were like, yeah, she's good at backward skating. She'll be good at defense.
Yeah,
All
there you
right.
go.
And
Layla as a forward.
yes, I actually played defense with boys growing up. Same thing. They kind of just put me back on D. I was the only girl on the team, but I had a lot of fun. I just like quarterbacking and looking at what's in front of me. And then with girls, I played forward. Then I went to my boarding school, and they put me on forward there, and I've kind of been forward ever since. So, sometimes I feel like defense is where my heart is, but forward, I don't know. I love forward too, but I'm 6'1", long reach. But I guess it has benefits in both positions.
Oh,
But
that would
I enjoy
definitely-
forward. I like to score. So you do that more on forward.
Yeah, absolutely. So let me take you back a little bit with your family. Obviously, you're a bunch of athletes. So were there any family rivalries, any battles growing up, any bloody noses, broken windows? I mean,
All the time.
holes in the drywall.
Left and right. I mean, just playing hockey in the living room. I get hit in the chin.
Yeah.
Got hit in the chin by my little brother. I probably should have got stitches, but I
Definitely
didn't.
should've got stitches.
Yeah,
It's a beauty mark.
yeah, exactly.
There you go. And your parents, obviously, it was okay.
Yeah,
I mean, they probably gave up after a while. It's like they're gonna do this no matter if we're yelling at them or not, huh?
Exactly. Yep. And just like even other sports, I love to play basketball also in the backyard. I'd go against my brother, Chayla, every once in a while. It was just fun, just competitive.
Very competitive, yeah.
So where'd that competitiveness come from, do you think?
Just, I don't know, like the feeling of winning. There's nothing like it. So you just want to keep winning.
And
So,
the feeling of losing sucks, especially to your younger sister. Even like losing to my older brother, I'm like, I hate that. So, yeah, I just try to beat them the next time.
There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
who's got more of the competitive edge between the two of you?
Oh, maybe you nowadays.
Yeah, probably me.
I think it was me back in the day, but
Yeah.
kind of let her take it.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're yielding to the younger sister
I
at this
am.
point?
In my old age, I'm a little bit tired now, so I don't have
You
the
better not
energy.
be tired. You got a big year ahead of you.
Oh, I know. I got it all in me. Give it everything this year, and then
There you go. There you go.
Let's head back a little bit. You mentioned boarding school. Did both of you go to boarding schools?
Yes.
Yes.
And was the purpose of that because of the hockey, or was there other interests there?
Personally, it was because of hockey. Because
Yeah.
there's really good academics in Cleveland Heights at the public schools. So I wouldn't be suffering academically if I stayed, but it was just hockey.
Yeah, there weren't many elite teams in Cleveland.
Sure.
And yeah, if I stayed in Cleveland, I'd have to go to private school there. And then the teams weren't as good. So I'm like, do we pay all this money here to play like an okay team or send you out somewhere else? Because we were playing for the Pittsburgh Penguins Elite at the time. And for me, I chose to go to Shady Side Academy in Pittsburgh because I could be on that private school, practice with them every day, and then also play in the club team, the Penguins team. So it's just that way for me, it was a really good option, better than being in Cleveland.
And Layla, you went to Rochester, New York.
Yes, Selects Academy. It was. I went the second year of the program opening, so it's the year after its inaugural season, and yeah, it was definitely. I don't know. Kathy Pippi, someone we work with in Pennsylvania, and she also helped open that school up. So she had me visit there, and I loved it immediately. For some reason, I just fell in love with it. The dorms are awesome. It's like the third floor of the school, and then I like the rink and the staff. So I visited when I was 12, and then I went when I was 13 in 8th grade.
Wow.
Really young. Yeah.
That was our question we had. How tough is that going from your family? I mean, did your mom or dad move out there with you, or did the family go, or they kind of shipped you off and said, "Hey, see ya"? How'd that work out?
Oh yeah, just shipped us off. And see ya.
Yeah.
No, of course not. I know they didn't really do that, but
Yeah.
For me.
No, pretty much. I'm just kidding.
He's got a good sense of humor.
she's got some jabs.
My freshman year, I would say, of high school was hardest. That was my first year.
Okay.
And I was 14, older than when she left. And I had a tough time, to be honest. I missed my family a lot, and I was in a new environment. I didn't really know many people. So it was hard for me to adjust. And I told my mom and dad, I'm like, I don't know if this is for me. Like, this is tough out here. Like, I miss you guys. And they're like, you're fine. You're fine. So then they sent me back the next week. I'm like, all right, I guess I can get used to this. And over the years, it got much easier, and I ended up loving it. So
Were there any hand-me-down equipment? Did you get the new stuff and hand it down to your sister, or?
I got my older brother's hand-me-down sticks all the time.
yeah.
Just because we both had we were obsessed with the new sticks coming out and whatnot. So if he got a new one, I would just have to wait till it was too short for him, or he got another new one so I could have it. But it was worth it. I mean, I don't know. I idolized my brother, so it was cool to have his stick.
Did you ever sneak his new one out when he wasn't looking and go play it in
I
the
wouldn't
game?
dare.
No.
I wouldn't dare.
He was very
Where those
protective.
bloody noses come from.
Yeah.
How about you, Chayla? Were you able to get new equipment, or did you get hand-me-downs as well?
I was kind of lucky to get new equipment here and there, because I think my brother, for the most part, kind of would keep his or give it to Layla, and I wasn't really that obsessed with all the new stuff coming out. I was like, I'll just take whatever. So I'd go buy like used equipment, or sometimes my coaches would be able to help me pay for new things, because that was kind of a trouble for us because hockey equipment is really expensive. So I was very fortunate to get help with that.
Well, heck, and you've got a whole family of hockey players. Like you said, it's not a cheap sport.
Yeah.
So to get assistance like that is awesome.
It made a big difference. For me.
And thank goodness you did, because look where you are now.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
absolutely.
That's for sure.
So when I mentioned if there were any famous people in Cleveland Heights, you mentioned one of your mentors, of a black woman hockey player. So have you had to deal with any racism or discrimination as black hockey players?
Yes. Honestly, it was mostly in boys hockey for me. Just like, you know, certain slurs being used, or just like offensive language. I feel like at that age, boys are way more immature. Mm-hmm. So I would say definitely more boys hockey until I went to only girls. I haven't experienced any like direct racism in girls hockey, but sometimes like you're always left with like a feeling of discrimination with certain decisions. Yeah, that's me personally.
Yeah.
Chayla?
I would say also with boys hockey for me, in high school I kind of dealt with it a lot. I wasn't on a men's team at all or playing with boys, but some of the stuff the boys team would say, or like posts or support or things like that was a little tricky to navigate. And then feeling like you don't really have much support in hockey, because you kind of look everywhere and no one really looks like you. So it can be very lonely at times. Yeah. But I'm really glad to have my sister here this time around to deal with it, because usually I've had to deal with it on my own. So whenever something happens, we're able to talk to each other about it, process it together. Like she said, there hasn't really been overt direct racism towards us, but it's like stuff we hear people say, or some like decisions being made, and you're like, would this have happened if this was a white girl? Like, I don't know. Just kind of questioning things. Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Do you feel that the hockey atmosphere has grown more, that it is allowing hockey to be for everyone? Do you feel it's going in the right direction, or do you feel it's kind of plateaued?
Well, I thought it was going the right direction until the NHL banned Pride tape and like LGBTQ like
what's up with that
memorabilia.
Yeah.
But I think just in terms of like access, I think there's been certain companies and organizations, businesses that have been trying to grow the game by making things more easily accessible, and kind of like I think about like the Bob Suter Foundation, just like, you know, donating equipment, stuff like that. That's what I think about. So I think that's helping, because it is a hard sport. It's expensive, so that's why not many people are able to get into it as much as like soccer, you know, basketball, football. So I think in terms of growing, like, I think there has been some success.
Yeah. Kind of agree with you there. Like, you know, they say hockey's for everyone, and I truly believe that. And they've been taking steps, but sometimes it seems a bit performative, or things aren't happening on a systemic level. It's like, oh, well, get out in this community and show that we're doing something, but it's kind of like not a sustained effort. And so I'd love just to see, especially with the Pride tape thing, like that was kind of discouraging. I'm like, oh, hockey's for everyone. But if I'm a black person of color in hockey, if I'm a black person in the LGBTQ community in hockey, I don't think I would feel very comfortable, very welcomed and accepted, especially with this happening in the NHL. Luckily in women's hockey, I think it is better, definitely more accepting, but it is discouraging to see that on the men's side.
Yeah, I agree with that. I was looking at, you know, how football's accepting, basketball's so accepting. Seems like all the other leagues, and all of a sudden the NHL, and they had some issues with some guys who said it was their religion or whatever, and they couldn't endorse that type of support. And it's like, man, hockey's for everybody. Yeah. You know, we're all humans. Yeah. You know, let people do what they want to do. Let them be who they want to be. They love hockey. Let's celebrate that together.
Yeah.
You guys, and we're going to talk about your successes here in Wisconsin shortly, because you have had that. But if I'm a young girl, doesn't matter what background, but I'm just a young girl and I'm looking up to the Edwards sisters, and I want to play for the Badgers. What advice do you have for young girls who want to expand and grow and become athletes such as yourselves and play for the Badgers?
Yeah.
I think first of all, ask yourself, like, okay, is this something I really want to do? Like with everything in me, because it takes a lot. It's going to take a lot of your time, a lot of your family's time, resources. But then just being consistent, working at it every day, discipline. It takes a long time to learn. I'm still working on discipline, but just seriously, self-discipline.
We get it.
Yeah, working on good habits and just being a good human as well. I think that's really important and sometimes overlooked in these elite sports. Like you get all these really good athletes together, but sometimes you just need a really good human on your team. So just if you could be a well-rounded person, work hard, good work habits, I think that'll set you up for success.
Yeah, I agree with that. And just like, I don't know, it's obviously hard because you hear, people say, I don't know, like growing up, I heard boys say like only boys play hockey, etc. Kind of just tuning everything out, outworking everyone, just having like that mindset that if this is what I want to do, I can do it. Just gotta, work for it. And I see that it's achievable because look at the Badger woman, and many others. So I think believing in it and just trusting the process.
Definitely, yeah.
Let me give a shout out to a couple of our sponsors. Hertel Law, the law firm you want on your side, focusing on criminal defense and personal injury. Harry Hertel has been obtaining results for clients in the Chippewa Valley since 1981. When you need legal help, if injured or accused of a crime, call 715-832-4330 for a free in-person consultation. And Raleigh's Coach Club in Altoona, Wisconsin, located across the street from the Altoona Ice Center on Spooner Avenue, has been a staple in the Altoona community for decades, providing support and sponsorship for youth and adult sports. Raleigh's has your favorite beverage ready and your favorite team on the screen. Mogi.
So, ladies, obviously you were standouts at the academies that you played for, and you were getting a lot of attention. So when did colleges start to reach out to you for becoming a member of their team?
Yeah, the rule was different back when I was getting recruited. So I probably received like my first call, email, or text when I was like in 8th grade, 13. So, which is another reason why I went to that boarding school, because it receives like great exposure. So like they go to tournaments that college coaches are going to be at, and college coaches are willing to travel to watch the program play. So yeah, I would say 13 is when I first started talking to colleges.
Okay.
I would say the same. I think I went to a few camps. I think she came along. She was a younger athlete, like not really looking to go to college, but still there's a camp like where scouts would come and watch you play. And I think I was 12 or 13. But then I also went overseas with the International like Selects program. And that's when Coach Dan Cook, he was one of the coaches for that program. And so that's when like I first started thinking about college. I'm like, oh, I guess that's something that could happen in the future. So then I went to like the Badger camp at 13, I believe. And since then, I think 13, 14. When did I commit? I think I was
Sophomore, maybe?
Sophomore?
Or freshman? I don't know.
15. Yeah, so from like age 12 to 15 is when I was talking or like thinking about college, looking at.
Okay.
You're playing as a kid. You're young. You're just playing for fun. Yeah. And all of a sudden, I could go to college with this.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right.
So, Chayla, what skill set were you bringing to the ice rink that you got the attention of these colleges?
I was actually kind of the opposite player that I am now. I was really offensive, and I think that's what I brought to the table. I kind of rushed the puck a lot. I was able to get it up, create scoring chances, and also just like solid on defense, good one-on-one play. But I think what really made me stand out was my offense at the time. Now I'm very much a stay-at-home defenseman. Try to stay solid in the back end.
All right, stay at home. You a shot blocker too?
Yes, I try to be, yeah.
Okay. Laila, what are you bringing to the table that colleges liked?
I think to start out, like just to catch their eye, my size. So that's there's not many forwards that are that big. So that's just a starter. And then I think I bring like a unique play to the game. Like I feel like I have a unique style that not a lot of coaches, come across or have seen, especially at that time. And I slowed the game down I saw the ice pretty well, so I think the coaches like that. I thought I had a mature game for that age, so I think they liked that and saw potential.
So being from Ohio, Ohio State has a phenomenal D1 hockey program.
Oh, yeah.
I can imagine Coach Nadine was interested in both of you, but you chose Wisconsin instead. What was the story there?
When I visited Ohio State, Nadine was not the coach yet. I think it was, do you remember?
Jenny Potter.
Jenny Potter was the coach. And the program wasn't where it is now. So it was kind of something like I thought about. But I don't know, they didn't really have too big of an interest in me. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, no worries. And I wasn't that pressed to play in Ohio or to stay in Ohio. I think I kind of wanted to like get out. So
Go somewhere else, yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't really have anything against Ohio State. I just didn't really speak to me at the time.
So what did Wisconsin say to you that spoke to you?
Well, first of all, they showed definitely much more interest in me at the time, and they were really trying to get me to come and visit and go to the camps, and I just felt like they wanted me, and I wanted to go somewhere where they wanted me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Layla?
Yeah. Yes, Nadine Muswell was the coach during the recruitment process. Yeah, I visited there. She took me on a great official visit. I enjoyed it. But the facilities just weren't up to the standards here. And it's like, or they weren't up to my standards necessarily. I just love the facilities here. So they were both showing interest, and, like, it's a great D1 program. So they're great teams. It's not like I was like, Wisconsin's a better team. Well, they are, but no, I'm just kidding. Just the facilities. I mean, I think this campus, no, I'm just kidding. I think this campus is like second to none, and just the resources. I think, just for Ohio State's sake, I hope eventually those facilities develop a little better. But it was just ideal for, for me and my family just to come here. Like, and it's also easier for them for both in one place, so they don't have to travel as much. Not the only reason why, but it's a great bonus. So I think, yeah.
So did Chayla influence you a little bit to come here then?
Yeah, definitely a little.
Okay.
Yeah. Not
Did you
the only
get
reason.
did you get to come and see some games while you were still at the academy while she was playing?
Yes, I did. And they were so fun. So if I had such a blast watching them, I was like, I wonder what it'd be like to play.
Aw.
Probably twice as much
Look at
fun.
that big sister influence. That a girl. So let me ask you this. This might sound kind of weird, but so Ohio State's got a program, Wisconsin's got a program, Minnesota's got a program, but there's a huge gap in between those states. In Michigan, they have 7 men's D1 programs and they have 0 women D1 programs. So what's the deal with that, and do you ever see them changing that?
Well, I played a lot of hockey in Michigan growing up with the boys, so it was always talked about. And I just remember at the time, the Michigan athletic director, I don't know if it was like the head athletic director or just the hockey one, but he like put out a statement like, as long as I'm working here, there won't be a women's hockey program. Something like that. I heard that like a while ago.
Yeah.
So just hearing that was like heart shattering. I'm like, there's so many good players come out of Detroit, like on our team, Kirsten Sims, Cassie Hall. So it's like, and then there's plenty others across the country. So who are playing across the country now. So it's like, just imagine if they had a program and like it's right in between the states, like it would be perfect.
Yeah.
But it almost makes too much sense.
Yeah.
So it's like,
That's what. Plus, the guy athletic director. What
yeah.
What do guys know, right?
I know. But I'm not sure if he's still, I'm just kidding. I'm not sure if
She's got that eye roll down.
She does.
He does. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. But I'm not sure if he's still the athletic director, but I don't see that changing anytime soon, just because I feel like by now we would know if things were going to change. But I know there's been it's been given a lot of attention, but I haven't seen anyone really doing anything about it.
Yeah. Be nice to have some more opportunities for some more women to play.
Definitely.
Yes.
I'm not saying they all have to jump on board right now, but
I mean, they should,
you know,
but
well, yeah, they should have a long time ago. They should have. But let's get going, Michigan. Come on.
I know.
Let's talk about Wisconsin. You guys are Badgers.
Yes.
You're stepping on the ice. Chayla a few years ago, Layla just a couple of years ago, with the 1980 Olympic gold medal winning champion coach. What is it like beyond the ice with Mark Johnson? Layla.
it's unreal, and for like many reasons. I mean, I grew up watching the Miracle movie at least once a week.
Yeah, seriously.
And like my brothers, like, and all of us and my dad would talk about, like, our favorite line from the movie is actually Mark Johnson's line. It's when Herb is talking to them about bringing on the new guy from the Gophers, and he's like, Mark Johnson and a few of his teammates are complaining about it, and coach is like, why? And Mark Johnson goes, because we're a family.
We're a family.
So that's our favorite line. We talked about that all the time.
Yeah.
Goosebumps.
Yeah.
Have you ever told Coach Johnson that?
Yes, actually, funny enough, a while
I
ago,
hope
my
you
brother
did.
mentioned it to him, and Coach Johnson was like, I never actually said that. So, yeah.
action.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, he said it, and
Yeah, exactly.
whatever.
Yep,
Pretend.
that's what you're going to remember, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, it was awesome. So even just from that, like, and then obviously he knows the game very well. He played it very well. So it's awesome to be on the ice with him and learn from him.
Nice.
Chayla, anything you want to add to that?
Well, I'll just say when I first got here, because over the summer we practiced without the coaches. And then I was so nervous. Oh my gosh, the first practice with him out there and the other coaches, I was like, oh boy. So I actually did really bad that practice just because like I was too in my head about it. But then I was able to, relax a little bit and just realize, oh my gosh, like see him for who he is and how great of a coach and person he is. And something I really, really like about him is how good of a person he is. And he just, like Laila said, he knows the game and he knows how to like relate to people, how to build them up instead of breaking them down, which is something that really motivates me and gets me going when someone can build me up and give me the confidence to go and play. And he was able to do that for me, which yeah, it's just awesome.
So you have a little bit different relationship with Coach Cook than Laila does. She being a forward, you being a defense
Yes.
person. So how is he to play for?
I don't know. It's because I've known him since I was 12. 10 years now. Jeez.
Holy cow.
But I will say it was different once I got here. It's definitely more serious. And on the bench, like, he has a lot of, like, energy on the bench. I don't know how to say it. He's just very passionate. He'll get very into it. And sometimes I have to be like, oh, okay, hold on.
We've heard
Let's calm
stories
down a little
that Sis Paulson has had to look at him and kind of tell him
Yeah.
Talk him off the edge a little bit.
So now that's me. I do that.
Oh,
now.
you do?
I
You do
just, I turn around. I'm like, okay, it's all right. Just take a breath. So I'm able to.
Is the energy he's directing at the players or the referees or both?
Sometimes both. Yeah. Definitely a mix in there. And when it's at us, I'm like, okay, this is what we need right now in this moment. So let's just step back for a second.
So you've taken over a leadership role at least for the defensemen.
Yeah. I think the past few years, because I'm able to, something that I can do during the game is kind of see the bigger picture and step back. And because it's easy to get so narrow-minded, so focused on what's going on in the play and bad play, this and that. And I'm like, we just need to step back. It helps me like gain confidence to go out the next shift or to go lift someone else up so they can do better.
Sure.
Because the past is in the past. We can't do anything about it.
All right, so you're back in school. It's been about a month and a half now. What did you do over your summer, and how do you stay in shape? How do you, get ready for the season?
So right after the season, we took a little break, and then we went on a little road trip. That was fun. And then
What's a little road trip?
we hit a couple national parks.
Nice.
Yes,
Family or friends
No,
or
just Chayla and I.
Just
I mean,
us
I
two.
was only
cool.
in the first half of the trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then I headed home and kind of just went to our local gym. And I didn't skate a ton because, it's a long season. So you need a bit of a break. So I mostly worked out and ran bleachers at our local high school, trying to stay in shape. I lifted with my little brother sometimes, my oldest sister while Chayla was still on the trip. And then obviously when she got back, we hit it hard. Just it's nice to have a little break, but then like when the season's coming, you gotta, switch the mindset, turn on that energy boost, and then just get ready for the season.
Yeah.
Anything different for you, Chayla?
Not really. Yeah, just our road trip. Something I like to do a lot is hike and go camping, which I just kind of discovered. So, yeah, I've been planning this whole trip since last winter. Kind of something to help me get through the winter, cold, dark months. So yeah, we hit the road out west, made it all the way to California, or she made it all the way to Seattle with me. And throughout the trip, we'd just be hiking, going through the mountains, and that elevation is no joke in the
That
mountains.
kicks your butt, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I was able to stay in shape that way. And yeah, besides that, just kind of taking a break when I need it, and then hitting it hard when we got back for the summer.
Okay. Before the summer, you guys won a national championship, number 7 for the Badgers. This isn't your first, though, was it?
Second.
Second for you, first for you.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk to Chayla first. What one was more meaningful, or which one did you feel more energy, the first win or the second national championship? Or are they both equal?
I think they're equal and different. Yeah. 'Cause the first one, oh gosh, I just remember just being so like, because this time around we were not seated, and so we had a kind of chip on our shoulder, something to prove. But then the last time, I think we'd been doing well all season, and we were kind of up there, and so it was like really close, and we were kind of like, we could go all the way, you guys, and we did that time. Then this time, it was just like underdog mentality, like we have nothing to lose right now, and that just different energies for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you feel?
Yeah, it was, I don't know, it's hard to explain and put into words.
It is, yeah.
But that's, the best feeling that I've ever felt. Just for many reasons. I mean, we worked so hard, and like, it's cliche, but like nobody believed in us but us. So, I mean, just articles and, just talk, tweets, etc. Just, just negative stuff about our team and how we'd fallen off, all this stuff. But I don't know. So like no one believed in us, and then obviously we were not seeded. And just to, we beat the number 3 team, and then we beat the number 2 team, and we beat the number 1 team. So you can't say it was a fluke.
Yeah.
So I know people like to get at that, but no, we worked hard, we earned it, and that feeling of victory was unreal.
How cool was it to win with your sister on the team?
It was cool. It's just the best part was looking at my parents and how proud they were.
Yeah.
They were able to be there.
Yes, they were.
Were you kind of like Jim Craig in the 80s? You get the flag over your shoulders looking at your parents in the stands?
Right.
That's what it felt like.
That's a great scene.
Very cool.
Probably as close to that feeling as it'll get.
Right.
It was just
Getting goosebumps again, just thinking
getting
about it.
emotional, thinking
That's
about
awesome.
all my family there, and I just looked at my sisters, a picture of us looking at each other like, oh my gosh, we just did that. I'm gonna remember that forever and ever, and just cherish that.
We had one of your former teammates on the podcast, Cami Cronish,
Oh, Cammy.
who ended up being the mop.
Yes. Yes.
And she talked about the fact that, she was a bench sitter for 3.5 years
Yeah.
before she steps into the starting role and wins a national championship. Did you guys help boost her a little bit, coming off the bench to get this starting role? And if so, how did you guys rally around this new goaltender?
I think it all starts in practice. I mean, I thought our team did a very good job, boosting her confidence, letting her know what she's been doing well, making sure she feels, comfortable and confident, especially going into like bigger weekends. I saw our team did a great job, like instilling confidence in her, just allowing her to excel in that role.
Yeah, and to be honest, she had a really good attitude, and she was able to bounce back. And we lifted her up after whatever happened, but she was able to keep a level head no matter what happened throughout the game, and that was huge. So a lot of it was her, but we did help build her up whenever we could and maintain that confidence. But she's a really great athlete, really great competitor.
She seems like she's really funny. Seems like she'd be fun to be around.
Yeah,
Funniest
I
on
miss
the
that
team.
so much. Oh my gosh.
Can you share some locker room antics? Any jokes you play on each other?
I think about the hairball. I can't even remember exactly who. I think it rotates, but someone will take their hair from their brush, like a huge pile of hair, and they'll stick it in someone's glove
Yeah. And then you'll get
or
ready
in their
for,
shoe.
Yeah. And you'll go to get ready for practice, like, okay, putting my gloves on, and you feel a hairball, and you're like, oh, yuck.
So keeping that in mind, are you either of you the instigator of that?
No, never. No, that's disgusting.
But you've been the victims?
No, not yet.
Not
Knock
you.
on wood.
You have though, huh?
I feel like I have. Yeah. Ooh, now I know who the next target is.
Oh, there you go. There you go. You got it going on. So, in addition to your hockey here at Wisconsin, your academics, have you been involved in any other type of activities with the university?
Yeah, I do a lot of the Badgers Give Back, like just giving back to the community, like student athlete organization. So every chance I'm available, I participate in that. I really enjoy it. Just some people really look up to like the athletes here to see like the smiles on their face just for us helping out. It's really worth it. I think it's the least we could do is give back. I mean, we're provided so much, and I almost sometimes feel like we're spoiled. So to give back is best.
Very cool.
Yeah. I also participate in Badgers Give Back when I can. I think sophomore and junior year, I was part of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. So just a few leaders from each sport coming together to help out. So, yeah, I do that in Badger Pride here and there. That's about it.
Nice.
Well,
nice.
that's not it. I mean, you guys, you're giving back to the community, so don't feel like you're underestimating yourselves. I mean, you got a full college load. You're D1, athletes, and you're giving back to the community.
Yeah,
There's something to be said about that.
That says a lot. And when you, Laila, talk about being spoiled, and that's the least you can do. I mean, JC and I have toured this facility down here, and oh my gosh, it's beautiful, it's wonderful. But you do a lot for the university too, by being here and providing entertainment for the people of Madison and Wisconsin and the nation. But the fact that you feel that you kind of should give back a little something. I don't think every athlete does feel that, but I think they should, and I'm so happy to hear that you do, and you get some pride from it. So cool. Thank you for doing that. We appreciate that.
Yes.
All right, a couple more sponsors for you. Riverside Bike and Skate, Eau Claire's hockey headquarters, which is the oldest hockey store in the state of Wisconsin. Buy hockey gear from the people that play and know the game. Don't forget about their bicycle sales and service, as well as your paddle sports center for kayaks and canoes. You might want to check that out sometime. Come over to Eau Claire, go down the river.
I was just thinking about
a lot of
that.
nice hiking trails. Check in to see Pat. He'd take care of you.
All right,
Awesome.
thank you.
And Kelly Heating and Electric, dedicated to serving their customers' heating and electrical needs efficiently. They have been named one of Bryant's Medal of Excellence winners. They provide expert advice from a friendly staff that can provide you with the knowledge you need to make the best decisions on your next electrical, heating, or air conditioning project.
Chayla, you've seen the teams in your conference several times now. Mm-hmm. What team do you dislike the most to play against? Don't worry, nobody's going to listen to this.
That's what they say, right? I think, it's a little specific, but Ohio State, when we go to Ohio State, because their fans sometimes are just so, and like I get it. Like if I'm a student athlete in the student section, I'm going to go crazy too. But I just remember one time we went there and lost, and they were just giving it to us as we got off the ice, and I was pissed. God dang it. So yeah, that's probably Ohio State at Ohio State for me.
Ohio State?
Yeah.
Layla?
I would probably say Ohio State at any rink, just because I got to give them some respect. They're very disciplined, so they're tough to play against. But yeah, definitely Ohio State, and I especially at their rink though. I don't like it. It's small, feel congested. It's brutal, and they have much more experience at their rink, so I almost feel like they have an advantage. But that's just an excuse. But yeah, I definitely don't like that. And then Ohio State, and then our rivals are obviously the Gophers.
Wow.
But that's almost just like more enjoyable because they're rivals.
Border battle action.
Yeah.
So speaking of the Gophers, we had Luke and John Middlestaff. They play for the Gophers. And we had them a couple weeks ago. They'll be coming up here in another couple weeks on the podcast. And we asked them if they had any good signs about them or good chirps that they've heard throughout the years. And they kind of said that they did. Have you heard any good chirps out there directed towards you or someone else, or seen any good signs that made you laugh? Like, hey, that's about you.
I can't remember right now. Nothing from the Gophers necessarily, but I know when we played Penn State in our season opener last year, they had a sign that said "U," but the W was like the motion W. Oh. So that was pretty good. I mean, we liked that one. I feel like I've seen a few others. I just can't remember.
Yeah.
That was the best one I've seen.
Did you talk about it on the bench? Like, hey, did you see that?
Yeah, and then we laugh about it.
Yeah.
And then we try to
Stay
get the
focused on the game.
Yeah.
we tried to get the sign after the game. We tried to get it. Really? Yeah. But the bus was leaving.
Dang it.
Catch the bus.
Yeah.
Oh, Chayla, getting back to the numerous times you've played teams, Ohio State, obviously a thorn in your side. Is there a particular competitor that when you see that competitor on the ice, you go, oh, dang, I do not like that individual, or she burned me once and I'm not going to let her do it again?
Oh my gosh.
She's never gotten burned. She's not like you.
See, but I have. But I've gotten burned before. Many times before, actually. But I would say when we play the Gophers, I don't have to deal with this anymore. Taylor Heisey, so fast, so smart, such a great player. I remember this one time, I was coming back off of COVID and whatever. You know, it's an excuse. But I was coming off after COVID. My first game back, I missed practice the whole week. First game back. And they start me, and I'm like, oh, man. And the first shift I get out there, Taylor Heisey just burns me, just blows right by me and scores. And I'm like, oh. And she's just such a good player. Every time I go against her, I struggle. So
Laid your shorts right on the blue line.
oh,
right?
yeah. It was pretty tough. Took me a while to recover, but I would
Laila,
say-
anybody?
Yeah, Taylor Heisey's definitely up there, but I only had 1 year against her. But Grace Zumwinkle, she's just a big, strong, powerful forward that protects the puck very well. She's very hard to get the puck off her stick. I feel like I'm pretty good at getting the puck off people's sticks. You know, I got the long reach, but I can never do it to her for some reason. She's very
Okay.
good at
Former guest of ours.
Yep,
Oh,
the Zumwinkle
yeah.
sisters.
Love her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good
speaking
fan.
of Taylor Heisey, and there's a question here. The new Professional Women's Hockey League has been established. 6 teams, 3 in Canada, 3 in the U.S., and I think Taylor Heisey was the number 1 overall pick.
Yes.
Which is, how cool is that?
That's awesome.
You know her, you played against her.
Yeah.
It's like, wow,
so cool to see that.
So any aspirations of getting involved in that league for you two?
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Yeah.
it's so exciting just hearing about it now. For me, it's 3 years away, hopefully. But it's something to look forward to now, considering, like, you know, guys have always got to look forward to something after college, and we haven't.
Yeah.
And this is more established. Like, it's been great previously, but now this is, like, the real deal, more established, more reliable type thing. So I think it's nice to have something to look forward to.
Yeah, very cool.
You know, we've talked about hockey careers, but let's talk about academics real quick. Chayla, you are no slouch. Your academia stands out in itself, okay? Tell our listeners what you're studying, and brag about your GPA.
Oh, I can't.
Absolutely.
She's in pain over there. I don't want to talk about myself.
We want our younger listeners to aspire to this. So please, boast about yourself a little.
A little. So I came in with aspirations of studying psychology, and I actually ended up doing that. Majored in psychology. I did a certificate in gender and women's studies. And yeah, I'm really lucky that I was able to come in and kind of know already what I wanted to do, and I still really love psychology. So right now I'm doing a grad program of sports leadership. That was kind of the easiest option to do now while still playing hockey, but I do want to go back, do a different program for counseling psychology and become a therapist, either sports psych or nature therapist, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
That's
Good for you.
awesome, but you forgot the GPA part.
I actually don't know my GPA.
Oh, okay, you're on the dean's list. You've gotten honors.
Something
Come
like
on.
that.
Yeah.
She's a
3 point
brainiac.
something.
And I say that.
All right, you're very
out of-
humble,
out of
and that's
respect.
very kind. That you're a very humble person, but you stand out because of what you do. Laila,
Yes, I think coming into college, freshman year last year, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Still am not quite sure, but I was, testing out and trying out engineering because I always enjoyed that growing up. But then right now I'm, on route to apply to the business school. I think I'm leaning towards like accounting or something in the business school. I'm figuring it out right now. But yeah, I've been maintaining a pretty good GPA. I don't know if it's as good as Shayla's, but
She's the smart one, though. She's just taking harder classes, so maybe her GPA doesn't reflect that, but she is really smart.
No, my GPA is fine.
I'm just saying.
What is the GPA you need to stay on the team?
I'm not sure.
They probably don't know because they don't have to worry about
Never
it.
have to worry about it. Well, there's something to be said about that.
Absolutely.
You know? And you're humble as well, and that's very flattering for both of you. So
Yeah,
you guys have done well for yourselves. And
Thank you.
Mogi,
Well, I'm just, sticking with the numbers theme here. Chayla, you were 25, and Laila, you were 10.
10, yeah.
Any significance to the numbers that you wear?
Well, yeah, growing up, we both wore 21, but they both weren't available when we came in. But I don't know. I was number 10 my first year in boarding school because they didn't go anywhere past 20. And then I was 21 after that until I graduated. But I wore 10 here, and I just liked it. I had the chance to switch to 21 this year, but I don't know. It stuck with me. And yeah, and
You did okay wearing 10 last year, didn't you?
well.
All right.
Yeah. And then obviously Coach Johnson was number 10. So those are big shoes to fill, but I don't know.
like it.
Yeah.
That is very cool. I didn't think about that, but
Yeah.
you are right. Yeah.
I was also 21 my whole life, and coming here, that wasn't an option. I was like heartbroken. I'm like, oh my gosh, having to wear a number that's not 21. But I remember Dan Cook sent me the list of numbers that were available. I kind of talked it over with my family, and I was like, 25 seems cool. It's like a solid number. So I'm really glad I stuck with that. I like it.
And it's worked for you. Pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's
All right.
done me well.
There you go. Perfect. 2 national championships. I would say it's done okay for
Yeah.
you.
Before our interview with you today, we were able to step out and watch some of your practice.
nice.
Okay, and I mentioned to you earlier, Laila, before the mics were turned on, that you skate like Keandre Miller.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got a heck of a stride, and of course your reach is bar none. But your practices, or the practice that we saw, was very high intense. The puck movement was phenomenal. Nobody was slouching. Are your practices always high tempo?
Yeah. As I was explaining before the mics were turned on, that wasn't even our most intense practice. We usually lower the intensity a little bit the day before a game. So we play tomorrow. But yeah, it was still intense today. It's always intense, but it gets even more intense earlier in the week. You should come for one of those. You want to be able to keep up with the puck.
Oh, wow.
I like that.
Go.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was hard watching you guys because my eyes are getting old. I couldn't even follow you. You guys were like a blur.
He looked at me. He said, "Mug, they'd be killing us out there." It's like, yep, they would.
Yes.
Oh, that'd be
Yep.
fun.
No
Your
doubt.
shots are great. Your edges are just smooth, and I didn't notice that Coach Johnson was really barking many orders. It was almost as if you guys knew what to do next. Is that
Yeah.
kind of how your practices are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, like I already mentioned, the day before a game, we kind of have the similar routine every time. So we just know. All he has to do is direct us to where the pucks need to go, and then we already know
Yeah.
where to go.
That's nice. A little familiarity.
Keeps it consistent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kimi, in one of her interviews, said you always knew when Coach Johnson was upset because he would grab the brim of his hat. And, is that you guys are mimicking? Is that?
Or he would like look down.
Uh-oh.
All right. Has there been any
That's not good.
brim twists for you guys?
Not personally.
Not personally.
Not that I know of, though.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I just wouldn't look. I just look down.
I knew there was something going bad.
Yeah. But I knew it was bad when you come down to the defensive side and talk to me on the bench. I'd be like, oh, dang it. But it was all constructive stuff. But
Oh,
I'm like,
absolutely.
yeah.
Okay. All right.
So, ladies, coming off the national championship, you know the teams are going to be shooting for you this season. So, how do you stay focused and ready for every team's best game?
I just keep a consistent routine no matter who we play. Never ever want to estimate a team. Because I've learned over the years, like, oh, you think you're better than a team, but then they go out and beat you. So every game, just bring your best game. And kind of just, that reminder that everyone's coming after you. So just be a little sharper. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're pretty much exactly what Chayla said. And just having that mindset of, if they're going to bring their best game, we have to bring a better game. But I think it'll be good. We have a target on our back. So that'll force us to, take it to another level, and shoot for another national championship. But also at some point you have to put that in the past. It's a new season.
Yeah.
We've already had 4 games, so everyone has the same goal at the end now.
we've discussed Coach Johnson, we've discussed your positions, the practices, but what's the locker room atmosphere? What's the behind the scenes look? I mean, is it pretty aloof, or are you guys, pretty focused, other than the hairball, of course? Are you guys primarily focused?
That's just one thing, remember.
Yeah, that's
there
one thing,
might be
that's
other
right.
things.
Well, what's the behind the scenes look inside the Badger locker room?
I love it because it's different, across the board. I mean, there's people who need to be more focused, and there's people who like to be more laid back. Like me personally, a game or practice, I don't like to be tense or too focused. Obviously, you gotta, have a little focus, or things can get out of hand. But just personally, I'm laid back. I like to be chill and crack jokes when there's other people who have their headphones in, be really dialed, can't even talk to them type thing.
Yeah, I'm the same way, very relaxed. I kind of think of myself as a cheerleader in some sense. I'm just very positive, or as positive as I can be. Build each other up and just keep it light. Sometimes it gets really serious, which, like she said, that's good. Stay focused, but we're also here to have fun too.
Any routines or superstitions on how you put your gear on, or which stick you grab, or which direction you skate when you hit the ice?
No. I remember a while ago I heard, I think it was Jonathan Tays, his superstition was to not be superstitious. So, which I like that. I don't purposely switch it up, but I don't pay any mind. I think I'm just more comfortable putting on my left, shin guard before my right, but that's about it. I switch my sticks all the time, and I have no preference. I'm not picky, so that's just me personally.
I guess my only one is my equipment, so I do right before left. And then also when we go out on the ice, I like to give her a little jab. Every game, I'll kind of light cross check to the back.
We'll check for bruises after the podcast.
Yeah.
Please do.
No, that's all right. And I like to get a group together before the game to pray every game. And just, I think that's about it. I'm not really too superstitious.
Is the team accepting to that? Your prayer group?
Oh, yeah.
There's a good amount of people in it.
Yeah, at least 10 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're just say a quick prayer before the game, and then, everyone's just okay, they're doing their thing.
So we heard you're interested in psychology and possibly being a therapist, and you talked about a little bit of engineering, and you also talked a little bit about accounting. But I'm listening to you both and thinking about how you prepare yourselves for the game, how you prepare yourselves in the off season, what you do to stay focused. And I haven't heard you say anything about possibly staying involved in the game when you're done. And in my opinion, I would love to play for either one of you ladies as a hockey coach. You know how to play, but you know when to have fun. I've seen you smiling, I've seen you laughing, and I've seen you getting really serious too about certain things. And I think that's part of being a good hockey coach, big hockey person, is keeping that balance. Okay, I know when I need to be serious. I know when I need to have fun. And you just both seem to have that balance. So if I could make a suggestion, I would love to see you both stay involved in the game some way.
Yeah. I guess I haven't thought about that very much, but I feel like if a certain opportunity presented itself, I would probably jump on that. I mean, I love hockey, so it's going to be hard to ever step away. So I think coaching is a good way to stay involved.
I thought about that as well. I love kids. I babysit a lot, and I just think they're so fun to be around. So I would love to coach some kids. That'd be awesome.
That would be fantastic.
That'd be awesome. Keep these two in the game? Absolutely.
Ladies, this has been fantastic. We appreciate the time you've taken to sit down and talk to us. We're looking forward to when this gets released, because there's a lot of young ladies out there that are going to enjoy the words that you have said today, and we did as well.
Oh, absolutely. That is wonderful. I appreciate your time. It's going to be fun watching the Badgers and knowing a couple of gals on the team now. So
Thank you for having me.
Thank you both so much.
Yeah, I had
Really
a great
appreciate
time.
this.
It's awesome.
You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, please don't forget to leave a review. Give us a thumbs up, thumbs down. It helps us stay in the game. The more you get out on social media, we really appreciate it. Mogi?
Hey, a big thanks again to our guests, Chayla and Laila Edwards, as well as you folks, our audience. Please remember our sponsors, Riverside Bike and Skate, Chippewa Valley Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Hertel Law, Kelly Heating and Electric, and Raleigh's Coach Club. Please follow us on your favorite social media platforms as well as YouTube. And remember, folks, until next time, keep your head on a swivel and stay on your inside edges.